Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video today, I'm going to be going over Wattpad tips and tricks that'll hopefully help you gain success on the writing platform. Now, if you're new here, please do check out the playlist for this series. The link is posted in the description box below. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started on episode 5. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about something that seems simple enough to do, but can actually be quite challenging to execute correctly, especially depending on your situation and how your life is and all of that. So what I'm talking about right now is, one, being consistent with your writing and updating your stories, and also knowing when and when not to do self-promotion as far as being on the Wattpad platform goes. So let's say you just created a brand new account and you posted your very first book, and now you're probably wondering how you get reads on your new story and how you get followers, yada yada yada. Well, let's first talk about what not to do when you're in that situation. So something that you definitely should not do when you first start out on Wattpad is immediately start messaging quote unquote big authors who have large followings, getting in their inbox, posting in the comment section of their books that you don't even read, or posting on their message board, basically spamming, please read my new book, or please check out my new book, hello, nice to meet you, I'm a new author, please check out blah 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 blah, things like that. And it's even worse when you do something like that and you're not even a follower of that person. It's not only is that rude, but it's also bound to get you muted or blocked on Wattpad, and it's just in general annoying as hell to most writers. I can't speak for everybody, but most of them don't appreciate that. Now, you do have your select few that don't care when you do stuff like that, however, it's touch and go. And I understand that, you know, we all had to start from the bottom when it comes to Wattpad. I know I did in my instance. And I know it's super hard to quote unquote take off when you're first starting out as a new author, but you gotta know that there are ways around flat out spamming and asking random authors, DMing random authors for reads and shout outs. And as a side note, please never ever do that. Vote for my book, I'll vote for my book, I'll vote for your book, or follow me and I'll follow you back. Don't do that shit, because why are you going to randomly follow someone whose books you are never going to read, and vice versa? It's literally just a big fat waste of time, and when you do stuff like that, you're sure you might end up with a decent sized following, but nobody is going to read your books because people aren't there for your content. They're following you because you asked for it and because you're focused on the numbers and having this big following, rather than taking the time to actually work on yourself as an author and create decent quality work. So there's that. Now, if you're going to be one of those people who do take the chance and roll the dice and ask another author that are for them to check out your work, at least already be a fan of that person, because in that way it'll at least show that your likes and interests are the same if you're following them, versus being some random person popping in their DMs asking for a quick read or feedback. Either way, if you do decide to approach an author for reads or whatever, do it in a nice way, in a non-aggressive way. Personalize your message and don't come off sounding like a robot. You know, hello, nice to meet you, please read my book, I'd appreciate it, thanks, bye. Like, nobody's gonna take you serious that way. Some people might, but whatever. Now, going back to what I said in the beginning, if you're just starting out on Wattpad, please try to focus on your books, and don't, for the love of God, worry about your follower count or stress out about your follower count. I know it's hard, but just ignore that number. At the end of the day, it really doesn't even mean anything. Like, for example, you have celebrities with millions of followers And some of them can be the biggest douchebags around, okay? Followers don't make you special. They don't mean that you're special or that you're important. You know, that can vary from person to person, how you want to interpret that. But, you know, just because my book has 10 million reads, it doesn't mean that it's good. It just means that people happen to stumble upon it, read it, maybe they liked it, maybe they didn't, and there you go. Reads stick with you forever. But yeah, so just because you have a large following, or you see someone with a large following, it really doesn't mean anything. So don't forget about that. What you're putting out on Wattpad, or out into the world, out into the internet, what you're putting out is what matters. So focus on creating the best content that you can create. And believe me when I say, and I am speaking from experience here, believe me when I say that if you do that, people end up loving it. If people end up loving it, they will follow you. Trust and believe. Now, as far as doing self-promotion on Wattpad the right way, if you didn't know, Wattpad does have dedicated clubs for each genre that you can basically go into and participate in, and not only get feedback, critiques on your stories for free, and meet other writers along the way that are in the same field as you, genre as you, but there's also a thread inside each club where you can basically do self-promo for your books. Now, they have I've been on Wattpad since 2012, alright? So they have changed things around a little bit. But the clubs is actually how I got most of my things up and going, most of my books up and going when I was first starting out. So if you do it the right way, you will get reads slowly but surely. I actually made a whole video talking about Wattpad clubs, what they are, how to get in them, join them, what you're supposed to do, where to find stuff, things of that nature. I'm not going to go in depth with it in this video, but if you do want to watch that, I will link the video in the description box. Now, switching over to things that you should be doing as far as being consistent with your books and self-promo goes. So aside from properly tagging your books, tags are so important, and I'm going to be doing a whole video dedicated to tags later on. So aside from properly tagging your book, having the right tags on your book, because people do still search for books via tags. For example, if you go to Wattpad, type in BTS, books that are tagged with BTS are going to pop up. So people still do search for tags, and also by doing your own self-promo in the appropriate clubs on Wattpad, doing all of that slowly but surely will be a surefire way for you to gain reads, votes, and eventually followers over time, not overnight. Aside from all of that, one of the biggest things that you need to do and try to be on top of is to update your book or books consistently. Now, before you complain or sigh, I know that 80% of us are busy with real life shit. Some of us have jobs, you're going to school, college, whatever, high school, whatever. We're busy. Okay? I completely understand that. However, if you are really, really serious about being a writer, and you feel that it's more than just a hobby to you, then you will find some way, you will make a way to squeeze in at least one chapter a week, maybe at least, for your book, or however many books you're working on. I suggest working on one book at a time. Some people can juggle more than one, but if you're just starting out, focus on getting at least one chapter a week out for your book. Don't even worry about the word count. Don't stress yourself out. Oh, I feel like this is too short. Maybe it's too long. Maybe I need to do this, do that. Just write your chapter out. Go over it a few times. Make sure your grammar and punctuation is on point. Don't worry about the length of your word count or any of that. Just focus on creating good, exciting, intriguing, interesting content and getting those chapters out as frequently as possible. Because if it's one thing that most Wattpad readers hate, it's having to wait on an update for their favorite freaking book. Now, speaking from experience again, having dealt with this with my own fans with a new book that I just recently started, not talking about the negativity with slow updates, but the positive reaction that I got when I started getting on a schedule with that book. The fact that they know when to expect an update from me, it gives them the, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, assurance, security. They know when to expect that update. So it's going to ensure me that when I do post the next chapter, let's say on Friday, that they're going to be there to read it, because they know when it's going to happen, when it's going to update, and you know, all of that. So when that happens on a weekly basis, this brand new book that I just started, or that I just published, it's going to get a boost in reads. And I'm also going to get a boost in the tags that my book is listed under. So when I update consistently, I'm constantly staying up, or am going up in rank within the Wattpad system, or whatever you want to call it, because my readers are frequently coming back to my book. And when that happens, I also pick up new readers along the way. So you see that when you're able to update consistently, a lot of things fall into place in the background on Wattpad. So your book is slowly but surely going up in rank, and it's also becoming easier for other readers who may be searching through tags or whatever for new books to read. It's becoming easier for them to find your book versus you just updating once every 2 weeks or twice a month, something like that. If you're just starting out and you're on that type of update schedule, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be tough to gain reads and a following, because you'll basically be at the bottom of the Wattpad barrel, and it'll be really hard for anyone to really discover your content that way. So the bottom line is, for this video, don't spam for reads or votes or follows. Do take the time to visit and explore the Wattpad clubs, which is where you are allowed to do your self promo. And also know that the more that you update, it will equal to the more reads and votes, and eventually over time, followers that you get. Being consistent in all of that will get you where you want to go, because people will want to see more from you when they're seeing that you're, active and you're staying on top of your updating schedule. But despite all of that I just went over, the most important takeaway that you need to focus on and try to do in your everyday life is that staying consistent is key. Before and after you get established as a writer, being consistent is an overall good way to reel in readers from the jump, because if they see that you're active and you're updating every day, every other day, or once a week, whatever, they're more likely to stick around and follow you, rather than just adding your book to their library and waiting for it to be completed while completely forgetting that you even exist. Alright, so we're at the end of this video, and that's basically all that I had to say. If you found it helpful, please do drop a like and think about subscribing to my channel. I have many more tips to go over in this series, so if you do like these videos and find them helpful, I do encourage you to subscribe and stick around. And just a little bit of warning for my new people, my channel is a variety channel, which means I do and talk about a little bit of everything from music to Wattpad, writing advice, K-pop, it's a mess over here. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate your support, and I will see you all in the next video.